Check, check.
Are those the ones that you want? Are the ones blah 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 blah?
Rapendo.
Oh shit! What episode are we on?
26.
Oh shit! I thought it was 25, but
No.
that is not. So welcome back to the 26th episode of the Sketchbook Heroes podcast.
126.
126. With me, Elias.
And me, Robert.
And so today we're going to be talking about what, Robert?
About style.
Style.
Styles, bro.
We're going to do a deep dive into the pursuit of style and
what that means.
What that
and
means.
what it is.
Yeah.
And probably not even going to talk about styles because this is the Sketchbook Heroes, as you know.
Yeah, so we'll talk about everything
apart from styles.
But yeah, we're going to try to do a proper episode about style, I guess. As proper as the Sketchbook Heroes can do anything.
In the future, you mean?
Yes.
At some point.
At some point.
That will happen.
Because we did have one a while back last year.
Yeah.
And that was more about the stress of finding your style. I don't remember.
Or like
We don't go back.
what exactly is style.
Yeah.
I think.
Also-
We're going to be touching on some very old stuff here as well, probably.
What? We repeat ourselves? Never.
That's not what I said.
I've never.
You got me all wrong. What I meant was we're going to be repeating ourselves so much.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That
So how was New Year's, bro?
It was a good because, New Year's and stuff. I thought we had already done this, but yeah, it was good.
No, but like now that New Year's has actually
cele-
been a thing.
Yeah, we actually celebrated with my neighbors, and they have kids, we have kids, so the kids played, we had food, and then we went outside early at about 9 p.m. to sort of like shoot some fireworks. We had nothing major, like most of them were very quiet fireworks.
Is that a thing?
It's just like and just flames and shit, you know,
like those sparkly
color.
things?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some went boom, but not a lot. And then we brought a soccer
Boom,
with
boom, Elias.
Yeah, because we brought a soccer ball with us, and we ended up playing soccer for like an hour outside.
Yeah,
It was weird.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, but it was fun. I actually didn't play this time.
What?
Yeah, I was the fireworks guy, and then the kids ran off and started playing football, and then later on, we joined. But yeah.
All right. Nice. What? So let me ask you this: food on New Year's. What type of food?
Potatisgratäng and
Oxfilé?
No, we didn't have oxfilé. We had fläskfilé.
The cheapo version.
Yes,
of oxfilé.
exactly, because we didn't care. It was really good though, and then we had like some leftover sill and shit that we also like had there for anyone to grab onto.
No, and nobody did.
And we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So we had a lot of different things. So it was good. The guests were super happy because they wanted to avoid their neighbors that invited them to stuff. And they were like, can we just come down to your place this time so we don't have to, like, because we told them we can't come.
Mm-hmm.
So they came down to us because they live up the hill. So
Nice.
But it was fun. Like, all in all, we had a great time. We played some games, board games, actually played them this time.
Oh my God.
But everyone was very spread out. Like, they are 5 in their family, and there's 4 of us. So some of the kids were playing, some were joining in the board games thing. So everyone was doing a bit of everything. So it was fun.
Nice.
Actually, we did stuff instead of just sitting, Like, the grown-ups are sitting talking, and the kids are doing something else. Like, no, we were spread out. Everyone was doing something.
Okay.
It was fun.
It sounds like fun. It sounds like your whole Christmas, like
that whole
the
thing,
whole
it's
holiday has been really nice.
Really nice, and I think it's thanks to COVID.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we got to give COVID cred on this part because it was really good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm a little bit jealous. Kind of. Not really.
What did you do?
I celebrated with the new girl and her family, actually. Like, kind of felt like, okay, let's see what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And had a blast, to be honest. So her parents and her brother and the brother's girlfriend. And yeah, just sort of dinner, drinks, way too many drinks. And then
way too many drinks later.
And yes, pretty much. Yeah, and then just went out to see the fireworks, and then went to the brother's friends for like an after party, and way more drinks.
Cool.
So,
God damn.
But also, yes, the potatisgratäng
And the potato gratin.
Oxfilé this time.
I
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck. Potato gratin.
Yeah, the potato gratin.
I don't know what it's called.
And then pretty much been hungover since. Like, I haven't touched alcohol
Holy dicks.
since
But
New
you
Year's.
were out partying until what time?
6-ish.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
That's AM.
Yeah, I'm way too old for that. Like,
Mhm.
way too old to do that stuff. But, because her younger brother is like 23, I
Mhm.
think. So you have to like step up your game, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
I used to be able to do this, so I should be able to do this. So there was like no backing down.
But you were never like able to do it. You just did it anyway because you've
Well,
had like the worst hangovers, like
Ever.
always,
Ever. Yes.
always, ever,
Ever, always.
however, always,
And
however that
forever.
works. You just fucking had it.
Yeah.
But you
Still
like a
do.
fucking champ. You went there. You partied more than anyone else. You woke up the next day, went to work, smelling like like a lifetime alcoholic.
Yeah.
On a park bench, and
Oh,
then back home.
And then
In
kept
one
partying.
piece, and then you went out again. Exactly. That was like Friday.
Yeah.
And come home, work Saturday, party Saturday night.
That is my superpower. Just staying drunk all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Like, my superpower, if any, is being hungover, because I don't know, it feels like I get it worse than anybody I know. And thankfully this time, no like throwing up the whole day, which is actually a step up for me. That is normally the thing. I throw up all day until maybe 5 o'clock at night,
Mhm.
and then between 5 and 7 I can
What the
start
fuck are
having.
you throwing up though? Because
I don't know.
last time we had a drink on that show,
Yeah.
dude, I had to force it up. But then once you start, your body wants to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of. And I had nothing. Like I barely had the alcohol that I was trying to like get out. But
Well,
then I didn't even have like I was just dry. Like I don't know. Like
I mean,
just like
you're talking to a veteran here of the throwing ups. So whenever I do throw up, I try to drink a lot of
Okay.
water in between, just to keep having
I'm a
things
noob.
to.
I
Yeah,
don't drink water.
it's good. It's good to like imagine things that you're like, oh, I wouldn't mind throwing that up. That's a good thing to eat or drink.
Because I think about that all the time.
I have to think about that all the time. So like noodle soup is perfect. It's just like broth.
It tastes the way, the same way coming up. as it does
Exactly.
the
No
way down.
hard surfaces. It's easy street. Yes. Take it from
Ew.
the champ. Yes. Good
Anything
tips.
that turns soft fast.
Yeah. Yogurt, also good.
Oh.
Plus you get a nice sweet aftertaste. Why the fuck are we talking about this?
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Styles,
But
Elias.
styles.
Yeah.
Throwing up styles.
Let's just do the intro.
Intro,
music.
go.
Yes,
Also,
please.
thank you for tuning back in on the new year, because
Yeah.
this is the first episode of the year. This is after New Year's.
Well,
it's
this
the
is-
4th today.
I mean, we are recording
Oh,
the first
shit.
episode after the new year,
That
but
is
it's
true,
the
that is
second
true.
episode of the year.
God damn it.
Yeah, I
That
know,
is
it's
true.
so
That is such a
confusing.
mindfuck.
Yeah, always.
Okay, so thank you for listening. Tell everyone about it. Let's move on to the topic. Keeping it nice and
Tidy.
tidy. Yeah, I agree.
Toit.
Toit, like a tiger. Let's move on. Fuck.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, they haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any line.
Yeah. So, styles.
Styles.
You brought this up last time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what sort of brought
Caught-
it
Yeah,
it back up?
it was mainly about my own work. But also, I just felt that we've talked about not stressing about style and that your style is with you always.
Yeah.
But then again, some people do want to pursue style. And I think we should talk about that aspect of it as well.
But it's also a very, very common question. Like,
It
how
is.
do I
Like,
find
even-
my style?
yeah.
Like, it feels like almost what pen is that? It's that
Type of
magical
question, yeah.
sort of thing that everybody thinks, like a unicorn,
Yeah.
the unicorn of the art world. Like, everybody already has it, but nobody seems to realize that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's it.
That's it.
Wrapped up nice and yeah.
Tidy.
No, but you brought it up last time, and
Yeah.
I had just seen the clip from Trent Kanuga, Kanuga,
I don't
Kanuga.
remember. Yeah.
where he actually talked about style and brought that up. So it was kind of like meant to be, I guess.
Mhm.
And I sent it to you, and then we sort of just took it from there, I guess.
Mhm.
But he brought up some pretty, like, I guess, good findings or like interesting points that I thought was, well, interesting.
Mhm.
For one, like I've always been in the mindset of I feel like I've learned too many things.
Mhm.
Like I feel like I like my toolbox is pretty big at this point. I can do pretty much anything that you tell me to do, which is like in the work world it's great because as a freelance artist I can just jump into any type of project, whether it's a graphic design thing,
Mhm.
even so far as to like even do some simple 3D modeling things, or
Mhm.
I've touched on most things in the art world. But now in retrospect, I feel like I should have narrowed it down. And what Trent said was the total opposite. So he thought it's so much better to have it like
the wider spectrum,
wider
yeah.
thing. But then sort of realizing like looking back at your work
Mhm.
and finding the common thing that you love doing and what you love seeing in your work, and that sort of becomes your style. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that's a good.
Like, it's a good point.
Also, it fits our journeys.
Yeah, yes.
So yes,
that too.
Trent.
Yeah.
Very good. Good point.
But yeah, I mean, so that puts me sort of in a weird spot where I'm still trying to narrow down what like I want my quote unquote style to be,
Mm-hmm.
because I still do a lot of different things when I like randomly sketch or doodle. But I am, of course, more into the portrait stuff now, and I want to focus more on that and sort of find my style within the poster world. So that's my focus point now. But with that said, I am kind of sitting at a dead end almost. Like I don't know where to go.
Mm.
So like I thought that was a good point. So that's something that I'm gonna try to just look at my previous work and see like, okay, what do I actually like about all the different things that I've done?
Mm.
And that's super difficult. Like if you've listened to this podcast more than 1 or 2 episodes, you know that we hate pretty much everything that we do, but it's also like being an artist. It's kind of what we do. So like even going back, looking at the stuff that I did like a week ago, not that I did anything a week ago, but the stuff that I have done in the past, like I think it's all crap and I just want to be better at everything. So
But I think, like, if you're going to look into your style, though, I think it's very, like, no matter your skill level, look at what you are doing rather than if it's good or bad. Like, if you're going to explore your own style or find your own style.
But I guess that's the hard point in this, is that it's so difficult to look at it subjectively. Like, taking your head out of your own ass, I guess, or like...
Your own work.
Your own work is what I mean. No, but like, how can you look at your work without being critical?
Mm.
That's the thing, because it just automatically is just there. You get that sort of filter over your eyes, and you're like, "Fuck, that's shit. That shit." Like, yeah.
Yeah, but I can still, like, even when I look at my crappy ones, like the ones that, you know, like, are off-putting, I can still sort of, like, like I can get that like past that very fast.
Okay.
And just try to look at, oh shit, but I did this very well,
Mm.
this part or this thing. I could, because that's how I work, like especially with the new stuff. It's like, oh, I did that good, but I could do it better if I did this and this.
Yeah.
So I think,
That's what I need.
yeah.
I think.
So just like, I think just like pausing the production for a while and just like bring out the most iconic thing, or like try to find a couple of images that you've done over the years that you like the idea of, and try to find what is it about them that you keep doing. What is the recurring sort of thing,
Theme
like
or-
theme,
yeah.
feature? Like it can be a feature in how you draw characters. It could be, and then try to build off of that.
Yeah.
I found it in the what do you call it? The mediums that I use. Like
Mm.
ink became a very sort of prominent thing, and ink is one of the things I never liked
Yeah.
because I thought it was
Like, yes,
like it was soulless. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
and now I find so much happiness working.
And
with
I'm so
ink.
happy that happened. Like it genuinely makes me super happy that you went that route and that you found ink and that became your thing. Like it's
It's so weird, yeah.
it's
'cause-
such a funny turn of like the artistic life of you,
Mhm.
I guess, because in my head you were always the digital dude,
Mhm.
like 100% with either the iPad or
Mm.
the other pads that you had. Like you were never gonna let that go, and
Mhm.
then just fast forward like even a year, and
Mhm.
then there you are sitting, just paper and a fucking ink pen.
and that by accident
It's
because I
so
went
funny.
to
Like,
visit the office of Pilot, and then I got that pen. I had it at home for a year, and then like, oh, what is this? I'll try it out.
and then yeah,
Yeah, and then eventually that became a thing, even like a few years after that.
so cool.
But I think when you find something that you like in your own work, try to explore that. Like, take one thing, don't complicate it. Don't just like, I started out with trees, for example. That was where it started. And then slowly sort of build on that, like grab the next thing.
Yeah.
Like after what comes after trees, rocks, what comes after rocks, this. You
Mhm.
just keep adding something and exploring your style.
So, like, if you go back to what Trent said, that
Mhm.
would be what he called your own lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the thing that's your waypoint, like the
Yeah.
trees for you is definitely that. I mean,
Yeah.
now you've started moving past it,
Mm.
but I mean, the trees is this common thing that always comes back,
Mm,
and I
some
guess
point,
sort
yeah.
of focuses you in a way.
Mm.
Like, as soon as you start doing the leaves of the trees
Yeah.
or the branches, you're in it. Like,
Yeah.
you're right back
and
in it.
those, like, if it's just trees, those are 15-minute sketches,
Yeah.
like to fill a page. There's nothing to it.
And the instant gratification, I guess, from doing
Does
that.
help, but I guess it's worn off a bit now. But it was very much like I could, like a full year I drew those, and they were still fun to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, they were
yeah.
just like music, flow, and then you just
Like-
went for it. Yeah.
Making trees.
So that honeymoon phase is over. So now I'm at like the last episode
Yeah.
in like where I'm mentally at least.
So maybe we are following our own advices. Is that how you say it? Advice.
Advice.
Yeah. Advices.
Advices.
Yeah. Another thing that he said was, don't chase after somebody else's goals.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think, is also something
good
that
point.
is, like, for today's younglings,
Mm-hmm.
very good point.
Yeah.
Like, because knowing what is your goal,
Yeah.
that's a big thing to tackle, especially if you're starting out, like, learning how to draw stuff.
Mm.
Because if you get into the game and you're gonna immediately get an Instagram account. We always get back to the fucking social, but as soon as you open up that app, you're gonna be bombarded with people doing amazing fucking things,
Mm.
and that's gonna skew your vision for the future, I think. And you're gonna be like, well, that's what I want. No, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Instead of finding out what that is. Like, and I still don't know what that is, to be honest. Like,
Mm.
I'm experimenting my way through everything that I do. So, like, if anything, really try to just find out what that goal is as much as you possibly can and try to explore it as soon as possible, is what I mean. Yeah. Sorry. I'm reading notes here. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I'm going off topic, but if it sounds strange.
Well, Trent's is a bit, it wasn't just about how you draw. It's also like, it was very job related.
Yeah.
Like the thing he said, like how his career sort of shaped around his, you know, like the choices he made style wise, because he wanted to draw in a certain way, you know, but then he got a job offer that sort of took him in another direction, you know.
Yeah, and learning to stay true to that. Well, the goal, I guess. His goal was to
his personal,
to do his own style and thing, and making that into, well, his thing, style, I guess. Yeah.
And I think it's like starting off, you might not know what you want to do, and what you said before about like this like wide skill set, you know, where you're not very good at anything, but you're kind of good at all of, you know, like a lot of things.
I mean, you're not the greatest at
you're not the
one
greatest
thing.
at the one thing. So I think it's valuable to be like to have that wide skill set, because that opens up for more opportunities, and then you can sort of start honing in on whatever you are enjoying, you know.
Yeah.
Because that gives you the opportunity to try stuff.
And I think like overall it makes you a better artist. Like, because you have so much to take from. So even if you are drawing in a simpler style, but you are used to doing realistic stuff, then you know how everything works, or hopefully, like if you've studied properly. So you can make that very simple style feel more real.
And different. Like you'll give it an edge that someone else that doesn't share your experience doesn't have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, I think it's such a good thing to have. Like, so whereas like just a few episodes I was more like, fuck, I wish I would have just done the one thing. Now I'm back to being like, I feel lucky that I got to do so many different things and that I have that toolbox with me. Like, yeah. So, you know, I mean, it's all relative, right? I mean, you're never happy whether
of course not.
But
like, I think that's like the drive behind why you are trying to get better, like that ungratefulness, or that on and off gratefulness.
Exactly that.
But I think like if you are serious about pursuing art and you want to pursue your style, if you find something, like I think do invest time in it, like because your style will develop with or without your sort of conscious effort.
Of course.
The only difference would be the speed of like the speed of you reaching whatever it is you want. Yeah. I personally like I drew like the comic style that I loved, but you know, as soon as I started, because I had a lot of influences from J. Scott Campbell to Joe Mad, like we've like
we butchered their
names in this podcast, but I started off with that like I think that is the most iconic like influences for me personally.
Well, same. And I mean, those are the names that pop up as soon as anybody asks, or when we talk about it. Yeah. That's always like the only names that pop up.
And I remember specific things that I started learning, you know, like Jim Lee taught me hands together with Witchblades, Michael Turner. And then, you know, I learned noses from J. Scott Campbell and how he did them, and eyes and eyebrows. And I still do them sort of that way. Yeah. But with an added thickness.
Because that's how you introduced J. Scott Campbell into my life, actually, the noses. And I was like, dude, that nose is amazing. Like, how do you do that? And you're like, this dude.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then that's how it went. Like, and you were always the guy that was like one step ahead of me in terms of the comic books and like the progressive nature of the American comic. And I was still stuck in more of the Tintins and the old Turtles and stuff like that. And then every time you came back to my house to watch movies and sit and draw, you would always have this new thing with you, like that you had learned how to draw. So you taught me that, and at the same time introduced a new sort of artistic super guru into my life. And then from there, I looked at that, and then it's like, oh my God. So more or less, you taught me everything. And then, I just learned from copying you and then realizing, oh shit, that was actually from this person, and then researching that person. Like, it's So I just piggybacked on you for the beginning parts.
No,
of
but that
my,
was before
my life.
internet, so you couldn't get that information anywhere either.
And I remember you bringing me like folders of prints.
Exactly.
Printouts
But that was through Patrick's home printer, because he was the only one with a computer and a printer.
Yeah. I'm
at
sure
that
I
time.
still have them somewhere. Like if I go to my parents'
man, you
house.
still have them.
Yeah, of course.
Very cool.
I try to save all those gems.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, because I remember just like trying to figure this shit out, and once I stopped sort of using those influences, I just started drawing my own stuff, and I don't know how I ended up drawing with like big eyes and stuff, and then I was trying to work that out of my style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is actually a curious thing.
I don't know how I ended up.
Because we weren't into manga at all.
Just watching different animes and stuff like that, but we didn't read mangas, like anything like that.
So like that was never a big influence in our
But
arts.
somehow I was drawing, like it feels like when you set out to draw something, but it doesn't turn out the way, like proportions. It was hard to get like the body to be the correct size. And I think I had the problem with eyes as well.
Do you remember what you started with? Like, how do you start a face?
How I started a face? Eyes.
So,
eyes first. And then I couldn't like make it, like I failed.
Maybe that's what, like maybe that's the like if you narrow it down, maybe that is the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it is
you have moved past it.
Oh, I have, but it took the longest time.
But
to
I remember
see
everybody was commenting on it. Like, yeah.
Oh man, it took the longest time to work that shit out of my style. And I think let it take time, but I think the more conscious you are about the way you want your style to sort of evolve, the faster it'll happen, because you'll be sort of pestering yourself to improve, or
you'll be making choices. You will actively pursue this thing, and because that's what we never did. We just drew, and then it's like moving in snail speed. To a goal we didn't even know.
We drew a lot, but we didn't draw with the intent. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We just drew.
Yeah, we just wanted to draw cool shit. That was it. We didn't have like, I need to learn some stuff to improve. We just went on feeling.
Exactly.
And that was why I was erasing my, like, so much on my paper that it was like, you could see 5 drawings in it, in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think just like, something I didn't pick up, though, that I didn't consciously think about was the way that I did learn, though. Because I said, like, Jim Lee taught me hands.
Yeah.
And that was like, it was like a double spread in the middle of the Wizard magazine. It was like a how to draw section. And it just had these, like, monthly tips, like it was like 2-3 pages of those. Just that. So he was talking about, like, the tension in the wrist and how you could use angles, to just portray, like, tension in, like, the hand and stuff. And that's where I got, like, the closed fist on the side of the body.
Yeah.
And then J. Scott Campbell taught me, and Witchblade, this, like, 3-finger, sticky fingers, as I call it, where you just put all the fingers together except one and then the thumb,
Yeah.
And then eventually I started, like, loosening them up, and then I started bending them. And to do, like, a cat's claw type of sort of handhold was Joe Mad.
Yeah.
And, like, every artist brought sort of like a shortcut of how you could do it. And that eventually helped me to figure out how it works in real life.
Yeah.
Because for me, going, like, drawing, like, people, like, I use live drawing. Like,
yeah, but
that was too far from my skill.
I mean, if you're like 12 years old, you're not going to go to a live drawing class.
It's
like,
not
that's not
fun.
No.
It's not inspirational, and most of us won't do it. But seeing, something cool sparked that in me, and then eventually I went to real photos or my hands, as reference. And that always, like, the way that they broke it down was so much easier for me to understand at that point. So I was like, because I remember breaking down one of Joe Mad's hands, the ones that were simple to me back then.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is such a fucking genius way to break down the hand.
Yeah. And also seeing him do the line weight, just a little bit of difference in line weight.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, but just doing like the top of the finger line a little bit thicker, that makes it look like it's coming closer towards you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, your brain
Mind,
exploded.
yeah.
And, you're
And
like,
that took me forever to notice. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like line weight was always there in most styles.
but that was not. It was invisible.
Yeah.
Because it was just.
But
an
especially if the
amazing-
comics were colored,
Yeah. It
you
disappears.
didn't see it at all. But
Exactly.
once they sort of like, you could see their pencil drawings and stuff like that. That was I think the valuable stuff.
Yeah. But also, like, that's the dangerous thing when you start hunting for inspiration and stuff. Like, there's the image is so mind-blowingly awesome. You forget to look at the
details,
important stuff in it, like, or break it down, which is like, I mean, we are going to get to that, but it's such an important thing now that I know that it's really like first impressions is like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then you just linger a little bit longer instead of scrolling past it and zoom in a bit and start looking at the details. And you're like, ooh, fuck, that's interesting. And you start realizing what actually makes that an
Image,
interesting or super dynamic image or whatever it is that you're locking into.
And I think just to clarify, like when we say details, we're not talking about the little earring that he has, you know, or the little sort of like the way he drew the folds in that area. Not just that. We're talking about like sort of like the big picture things.
Yeah.
Like what makes an image sort of like, what do you like about it? There's always a specific, you know, like amount of triangles, shapes, form, like that.
The most basic of shapes, I guess.
Yeah.
When you really try, or for me at least, I try to go into the artist's head and really go like, okay, so how did he build this up?
Yeah.
Like, if like you start squinting at the image and you just see the shapes, and then you can start realizing a little bit more like, oh, okay, so he works more with like squares rather than triangles or circles or, you know, whatever the fuck it could be. But like, oh, maybe I should start implementing more triangles when I start sketching. What would happen then? Like, you know.
And I think that is like a great segue just to like, how can you sort of get better and evolve your style? I think just doing your own thing will make you progress slower. Even if you're conscious about it, it'll take you some time to figure things out. And like nowadays, there's such a fucking ocean of images. But just like, let's say to keep it, like narrow that ocean down a bit, it's just like select a few of your favorite artists. Let's say 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then grab something about their work, you know, like grab, you know, 3 images and then try to sort of like narrow down what is it about that style what is it that you like?
Yeah.
You can't say all of it. Like you have to be specific. It's the way that he does the faces because it might be a recurring thing.
Yeah.
But just find the one thing that you would love to do in your work and steal that. Or, you know, steal the 2, 3 things that work for you.
Exactly.
Because once you implement them in your work, they're not going to read J. Scott Campbell because, you know, like to draw like them, you have to draw like them.
Yeah. But even tracing J. Scott Campbell doesn't make it look like J. Scott Campbell.
That's the thing, yeah.
Like, that's impressive. But that is like the power of style, I guess. Like, it's such an amazing fingerprint.
Yeah, you could actually just trace someone's work and people would say that is off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's too clean or it's not going to look right, you know.
And dude, if you've seen J. Scott Campbell's line like pencil work,
oh
dude,
my God.
No. Like
but
even his sketches, like the lines that he does, they look like someone printed them. They are so clean.
They're so tight.
Yeah,
Everything
is so tracing his work just doesn't get that because he has sort of like his line has something to it that you can't trace.
No.
It's something that he just does instinctively now because he's done it for so long.
Yeah, if you ask him, he wouldn't be able to explain it too. Like,
I don't think so.
Like
either.
not
just,
to that specific nature.
No.
He can show you.
He can show you how he draws stuff,
Yeah.
but it won't. Like you won't get that cleanness of like that. His I don't know, like penmanship.
Yeah.
You won't be able to fucking replicate that.
No.
In a million years because it is his fingerprint of drawing. You know, like the type of like the style.
Exactly. It's almost like if you're hearing somebody imitating, what's his name from Queen, Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because there is that guy on the internets that's
Yeah,
like
that's
so fucking
close.
good.
Yeah,
so,
but then you put them side to side.
exactly. It's not there. You
Yeah.
know.
But it's like when I do my Arnold. Never. Oh shit, you're really good at Arnold. Then you listen to Arnold and me
You're like,
on the same.
yeah.
And it's not the same.
No.
It's not even close.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think just like I'm the biggest sort of proponent, like always trace, paint over stuff, but I'm not talking about like outlining and
Exactly.
like this is the arm, like I want you to break it down. I want you to understand the artist that you are tracing.
Exactly.
I want you to understand how they built it, like because they're probably doing that in all their work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're doing it consciously or. Like
maybe
just
unconsciously,
but it's still there.
It's
yeah.
definitely still
just
there.
because they don't know about it.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, because when they started out, they had to learn just like everybody else.
yeah,
They learned about doing the sort of stick figure
mm.
posing
Yeah,
of
yeah.
characters and all of that, but they've been doing this for forever.
Mm.
So they don't have to draw the stick figure anymore. They
Yeah.
can draw the muscle in straight away, like
Mhm.
because they're just so in tune with what they're
Yeah.
doing.
and
But
yeah.
it's still there. Like
Yeah.
if you go into X-ray mode,
Mm.
like you're gonna see the perfect stick figure
yeah.
pose in
And
there.
the fun thing about that is depending on the style of the artist, like some people have the classic, like the torso is a square
Mm.
and and the trunk is a square, like that, and then some have like the torso is a circle and the trunk, like the hips and stuff, is a square,
Yeah,
and then there's the people that have like something else. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like people are breaking down. Like some have these classical ways of breaking the body down. Some have their own made-up ones of triangles or something, and some have
squiggly shapes.
Squiggly shapes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone's, and some are just drawing them out of their head,
Yeah.
out of the blue.
I hate all of them.
Oh man, I'm just thinking of like Kim Young-gi, Stan
Yeah.
Propenko,
Yeah.
Stan, not Propenko.
I was watching Kim
Stan-
Young-gi this morning, and I just had to
Shit,
turn
what
it
is
off.
his name? Stan.
Propenko.
Yeah, it is. Is it?
Yeah,
Propenko?
Proko.
No, not Proko.
No?
No, Proko. That's
Who?
not him. The
who-
other guy, the guy that Karl
Karl
Kopinski.
Kopinski.
Yeah,
Oh,
he does that
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Like where
Oh,
he just
man.
like, I'm just gonna draw this super advanced character from every
Yeah.
angle you
But
can.
I love watching him paint though. Like
Yeah, they
he's
are.
using both hands. If you haven't seen him,
Oh shit, I haven't seen
So
him draw
he,
live
like-
when he paints.
he sort of squirts water with one and sort of
Oh,
fills
yeah,
in
that's
shapes,
true, that's
and then
true.
draws lines and stuff with the right hand, or maybe it's the other way
Cocaine.
around. Yeah, so much cocaine.
But
Fuck you,
yeah.
Carl.
Fuck. Yeah, but that I can't understand. That is way harder to break down when you see, because some artists you can see how they build it up and you understand.
But you can see
These
that on
people-
Proko.
No, but I mean just that type of drawing. When you watch Kim Young-gi, like just seeing him draw teaches you nothing except that he's a machine. You
That-
know, like
that's
it's
what
like
drew me
watching a
in.
printer, but it's
Yeah.
like watching a printer. Like you don't learn a lot from there. You can break it down afterwards and like, okay, this is a perspective here, but I just mean that it's.
But that was the clickbait and why I clicked it, because it was
Yeah.
like secret tips from Kim Young-gi. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, let's see what tips he has. There was no tips. I'm like, what are you talking about? So he started out with like an oval, and then he's like, oh, but you can make this into any 3D dimension. That was
Yeah.
the tip. Like, that was his secret thing.
Mhm. But he has a fucking like perspective grid in his mind.
Yeah. So
And he just like, I placed it here. You're like, what are you placing? He's like, I placed it. Learn. It's tip. And then you're like, no, I don't understand. And then he just pushes you out of the plane. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
any shape or form.
Draw a parachute.
Yeah, exactly. Save yourself. No, but he's really good. But yeah.
Yeah.
But then when he does break it down, there are some videos where he sort of draws the arm
Yeah.
in sort of like blocks and stuff and
Mhm.
explains how he sort of.
It is very
Does-
useful stuff.
It is
too.
useful stuff, yeah. But it's all in not English.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
subtitles.
Subtitles for the win.
No, but
Yeah.
but I think it's like if you really are serious about improving your style, though, you need to sort of like find the artist, break down their work,
And then kill them.
understand it, and then something will stick at that point. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it will stick.
Yeah. It's
and then
already
you take that,
started. Yeah.
you start drawing it in your own work, and try to find how to make it yours, because you will change some stuff to it. It'll evolve over time.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the next one. Like, I love how this guy draws hands, feet, whatever, expressions. Then find out, what is it that makes this person's expression so good? Just start drawing them, and then try to make them into whatever is your style and try to incorporate something into your work. And then whatever sticks, that's what you got. And then your style sort of grows like Tetsuo. So your style is basic. No, but when you start off, you're like Tetsuo, like you're that basic
this
kid.
Wimpy kid.
Yeah, that wants to be like everyone, like Kaneda, basically.
Yeah.
And then eventually he surpasses Kaneda and becomes this big meat guy.
Yeah. Falukorv.
Oh, falukorv, yeah, exactly. Or fläskfilé.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you are basically a husk in the beginning, and then the more you introduce into your style, the more
Tetsuo
and
you're gonna be.
Gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, we're all Tetsuo.
And that movie is so perfect because it's so fucking long.
Yeah.
And that is gonna be how your style is gonna develop as well over time.
Oh yes.
Too long a time, if you ask me.
Exactly. Yes.
So
the snail thing.
Exactly. So be like Akira.
and a snail. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Let
else
me
do
see
we-
my notes.
Yeah. Check your notes.
Let me see my notes.
I'm done with my notes. That was actually super quick.
No, but I think it's okay if we keep it snappy as well.
Yeah.
Um,
But obviously, like if you are looking for work, then again with the toolbox thing, just to sort of repeat while he is checking his notes, it's better to have a wider scope of styles or things that you can do, or even being able to sort of manipulate your style a bit, being able to draw like this is a normal thing. Like you get a mood board from your employer. It's like, well, this is the style that we're after. Then it's really, really useful if you are able to tweak your style and make it look like what they're after, because that's going to give you money.
Yeah, but I think also, like, I didn't have that much more on the stuff that I wrote down that we didn't sort of talk about.
Okay, good.
But I think learning to like study artists will also help you sort of develop skills that are useful when being asked to draw stuff in a style that isn't your own.
Yeah.
And I think working in the game industry has taught me that just keep drawing that shit and it'll, oh shit, I was going to
Flipping the tables.
pull it closer. But just like trying to draw the same thing over and over will help you sort of get the question marks out of the way. As soon as you do that, not only will you have your style eventually, or whatever the fuck it is you're trying to draw, but you will also become faster.
Yeah.
Which is an episode that we did prior to, like, ages ago now, but...
Never fast enough, never
hard enough. Exactly, that episode.
Yeah.
But it'll benefit you in so many ways, because the more you know, the faster you'll get, the easier it'll be to, I don't know, like, just keep improving.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the thing is, if you can draw a toaster, you can probably draw a washing machine. You know what I mean? Like, these things, like, once you've broken them down in your style, you'll sort of have the rules. And I think it's super important, like, to write this stuff down. Like, if you are going to do what we've just told you to do, sort of, like, find what you love about your style, what are the specifics, the specific things that you like, and then, like, bring them to the front.
Yeah.
And then start exaggerating or, like, emphasizing those.
Yeah.
But write them down. Write what it is specifically about your style, and then the artist that you're going to sort of rip off and learn from. Like, take the 2-3 things that you like and say, I'm going to learn how he does this, this, and this, so that you have it in writing. Because I know that when I say stuff, they are also as quickly, like, out of my head, forgotten. Yeah.
Yep. Again, it's the pulling the dart out of the bullseye.
Yeah.
Like, it's just gone.
It's all gone, yeah.
Yeah.
You just need to write it down, because if it's written down, it is for real, and you probably remember it because you had to fucking write it.
Yeah.
So just write it all down so that you actually have something to sort of compare to later. like, oh, I wrote these things down, but I took these things away from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're
Because that could be an interesting finding there as well.
yeah.
Like, oh, so how did that happen?
And I think there are some really good videos out there about how to trace over other people's work. Because I'm thinking that people listening to this might just like, oh, yeah, tracing. And then you just draw the same drawing without learning.
Exactly. That's not what we're talking about.
And that is definitely not what we're talking about. It's about understanding. So you could basically, you should study it to the point where you could redraw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like understand how he builds it up. And then that it doesn't look like his work, that's fine. But you understand how to build it up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's just like there are some really good. I think Ethan Becker on YouTube has a really good one on tracing that Obalancerad or someone sent me after we talked about tracing last time.
Yep.
And it's a really good video. He does a lot of jokey jokes as well. But it's a good video. I think he kind of clarifies how you should trace to improve.
Okay. Oh, great. I mean, because that is...
And he has a bigger channel than we have, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
I don't believe
I do not believe that at all.
No, but it's really good. It is really good.
Okay, cool. I wanted to say something that I think it's actually more of a topic for another time. So I won't say it. There you
Just
go.
like what?
Yeah. Cliffhanger, bitch.
Okay. Write it down. Because we keep forgetting.
Yep.
We even forgot about this episode until today.
Yeah,
like,
we did.
what were we talking about? I was
And
like,
last time we were
yeah.
like, oh, that's so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's think about all that stuff until next time. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
And then this
and then-
morning, I'm like, what were we talking about?
And I was like, I've been trying to remember since yesterday. But you fucking got it.
Yes,
I did not.
Yes, brain is working again. So good.
Shit, I had another thing on
No more
that
things?
same thing. Yeah, I had a thing.
No more tracing.
No one. No shit, I lost it. Because the tracing thing got me to another thing,
Yeah,
and then it disappeared.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, no more things.
Apparently not.
No.
No, but just do the things we said.
Yeah, do all the things.
Do all the things.
Do
we
all
said.
of them.
And
Yeah.
don't stress about it. Let it take
Yeah,
time. Because
that's the
I
thing.
think,
You still need to enjoy it.
yeah,
I mean, the key point here is just to try and improve and maybe like slowly build your toolbox a little bit, not like finding your style
you
straight
won't.
away.
Yeah,
Like,
that is the thing. Expect it to be slow,
Yeah.
and if it isn't, great. You'll be one of those.
yeah.
You-
Again.
You'll
You'll be another one of those.
There are not many.
No, but I mean, every snowflake is special.
Yeah. Snowflake.
Yeah, Millipnots.
Dude, he's in everything.
He is
Every comedy show I've watched. Now
Yeah.
he's in 30 Rock.
Oh, there you
It's like
go.
He's been everywhere.
fucking Millipnots.
He was like, he gets reported for being a terrorist.
It's like the Stan Lee of comedy.
Mm.
Yeah. It's just in everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. No,
No?
nothing. Like I'm total blank.
Yeah. I mean, again,
I think
we're
the
we're
important
both
stuff,
trying to find out what is our
Yeah.
style, or I think we've actually just given up on that and we've realized that it's already there.
No, I see a definite style in the way I draw when I draw digital,
Mm.
the way I draw just portrait characters, from my head.
Yeah.
And that was what I was going to say
Yeah.
before I lost it.
Fantastic.
It was that as much as you draw from reference and artists that you like, also make sure that you try to draw without the reference at hand at some point as well.
Yes,
So that
yes,
you
yes.
aren't like your reference should never be a crutch
No.
in your creation. And I know that a lot of people that start off with, being very sort of reference dependent, draw total blanks.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that I was never, my art didn't start with sort of like the tracing,
Or copying.
or copying
Yeah.
rather.
Yeah.
Like it was just I wanted to draw stuff, so we started drawing Ninja Turtles, like we've never said before, and then it
Never.
eventually
Yeah.
led to all the other cool shit that we kept drawing, wanted to draw.
Yeah, yeah.
Which never stopped until it was too late.
Yeah.
But maybe that is as well what made us keep drawing.
Yeah.
Because, there were people that were way better than us. Remember Anders? We've talked about Anders.
Yes.
Motherfucker. He drew like a parrot and then he fucking painted it in oils. And the teachers were, like when they say that you're good, but then they see his art and you are like that stupid kid. And Anders is like an art god. And you were like, what? I don't get those reactions.
Exactly. And we never did.
And we never did, but he didn't keep drawing.
No.
And
like for him, that was the shitty thing. Like for him, the art was never like an escape. It was never like the happy thing to do. Like he never joined us.
No.
Sitting and drawing like that.
Never.
For him, it was like playing guitar or like becoming a punk rock dude, like and skateboarding. But that was because his mother was an art teacher.
Yeah.
And
just
she sort of forced him
to do it. Yeah.
So like he learned all the skills super early on. But
no passion behind it.
No, because
at all.
It probably reminded him of his mom being a total bitch, trying to make him just draw better, paint better.
Oh man,
like,
his mom.
Yeah,
like she forced him to have a pink hairnet thing
in the showers.
like in the like a shower cap. That's what they're called.
That's
a pink shower cap.
When we were like 6 years old.
6 years old, when the bullying is at its greatest.
There is no filter.
There is no filter at
filterless
all.
bullying at its worst. Plus shared showers.
Shared showers with the girls.
Yeah, so even the girls didn't even have a fucking pink shower cap.
They did not. They didn't even have shower caps.
Nope.
Like
he was the only.
That was it.
He was the only one.
Oh man.
Or maybe the teachers did.
but still, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, fuck.
Yeah.
I just remember sad Anders.
Sad.
And then like growing up and thinking back, that kid was under a lot of pressure. When you were at his home.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure we bullied him out of spite because he was so much better at
everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
So,
Yeah, dude, fuck. That kid could play guitar really good and paint and do everything he just wanted to do.
Yeah.
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 So fuck,
yeah, with all that sadness.
With all that time, move on.
Move on.
Move on. Very good. And we're back
with the tools.
What do you have?
What do I have? I'm back drawing on paper again.
Woo!
Yeah.
And I'm just a tool because I've used no tools.
But yeah, no, I'm just trying to find my way back into drawing what I want to draw again. So I am finally finished and have handed in the tattooed poster. And the first thing I did after handing it in and getting like the what do you call it? Like the email that says that it has been downloaded. Like they have received the poster.
A verification of...
Yes, the delivery is done. The first thing I did was Google tattooed poster tattooed.
I love that you waited all the way to the end.
Because I wouldn't have been able to handle it if
someone had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I went in, and that's my thing now. Like, as far as I know, I am the only dude that's done this. The only shitty part is so many of you guys out there are going to be able to finish doing something like this before this comes out. So you're going to beat me to it. But I finally Googled it. It's safe. I am the one.
That is very cool.
So cool. Like, I feel very proud. I'm crying. No, it's because I don't swallow when I talk too much and my eyes fucking tear up and it's so weird. So I could definitely make myself cry. Like, I think I could be a movie star. Just
like last time when we were watching...
What was it?
Turbo Kid.
Oh, yeah.
But we talked about crying on demand.
Yeah.
And I totally believe that I could pull it off as well.
Me too.
Because I can tap into that sadness thing.
But it's because we never show any emotions. We just bottle it up. So just emptying that cap.
No, but I've gotten really good. Like watching movies, like...
That's
the older
only,
I get, but that's what I mean.
Release, I
but I think movies have taught me that the best way to enjoy anything is to consume it honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever emotion, even if it's a shitty movie, like if it makes you cry.
Yeah.
Because it'll make that movie even better.
Yeah.
Like if you let it, like instead of people like, oh, I know what they're doing here. I'm gonna use logic to break. No, just it's a movie. You don't watch it because of logic.
And that's what I hate when I watch scary movies now, because I've become too logic. So,
that is the problem with scary movies, though.
Yeah.
No one has broken the how to make scary movies scary again. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because they became too formulaic. Like people are like, oh, this is how John Romero does it. This is how this guy does it, and this is like
nobody just does it anymore.
Nobody does it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all trying to follow rules, and it becomes recipes basically.
Exactly, and it's all predictable, and it's like that's the thing.
And I think action movies fall into that as well.
Yeah,
like
very much so.
Whatever we just watched now, you fucking talked half of it like before it happened. You were like, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen.
Even actually quoting lines before they even said that.
Exactly.
Like, oh man, we're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to that. Yeah.
But yeah, tattooed poster done. Me, number one tattoo dude.
Summarize.
Summarize. Well, good. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Like I said last time, I've taken all my art supplies from that storage room up there,
the closet,
downstairs. So now they're downstairs, and I can easily access everything.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome. Yeah. So I'll try to do something. Like I really want to get into painting.
Have you gotten any like new ideas since last time we talked? Like any, let's call them goals?
No. Let's just say that I've worked out every day this new year.
That's awesome.
And I've been playing more Cyberpunk, trying to wrap it up, but it never is wrappable.
Oh, but that's also good.
Like, no, I need to finish this now so I can move on.
No, never.
I need to get on.
You gotta immerse yourself and enjoy it, Ilias.
I have, and now it's just never ending. I don't have time to play more video games, and I'm kind of getting tired of playing video games. Yeah. So I really want to do something
I haven't played
else.
video games in forever.
No, since Tsushima.
Yeah, seriously. That like every time I want to play something, I sort of go back to it again and just keep playing that game. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it. I don't think like anytime soon. Yeah. Any game after this one.
No,
because I thought of going, the Vikings, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, but I'm not gonna start anything. I'm gonna finish this game, and then I have this week because I thought I was gonna start working this week, which is the previous week for you guys. But apparently, my first work day is when you listen to this episode. So I have another week off. Woo! And I wrote in the Discord that I was back, but I'm not back. So I'm out of it again.
You're just lying to everyone.
Yeah. I just lied. But move on.
Yeah, moving on.
Moving on. On.
Stop it.
On.
I don't want to edit this much.
You don't have to. Just let it go, and then it's quiet, and they're like, oh, now, and then like, on.
Okay, now moving on.
On.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, you're fucking on. Yeah. So, you talk, I sleep.
All right, welcome back to the Sketchbook Heroes Retro section, where we're going to be talking about stuff.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jitsus. Yeah. So,
Jews in cheap suits?
And cheap suits.
Is that what you said?
No? Jews in jitsu.
You are such a racist.
Yeah. Oh, you thought about juice, not juice?
No, I meant like
juice, the drink?
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't that make you a racist?
Juice.
Or is that a fruitist?
Fruitist.
Oh, man.
I have no idea where we're going with that joke.
Humor.
But we are back, and humor is not our thing.
Never.
But before we talk about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's all I hear now.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
We got to do it more like the Swedish.
Jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
But I saw Free Solo.
Awesome.
And I've seen a lot of documentaries about one-track mind people. No, dude, it was a great documentary. And damn, that footage is scary.
For me, I wanted to, or actually now I can send you it, but there's a behind the scenes of making Free Solo, and that is almost worse or like better, because that's the thing. Like, okay, like we can't take away from the achievement that Alex did, because holy shit that he actually went through and did this.
Like almost a kilometer
Yeah,
upwards,
straight up.
on a flat fucking.
and he had to
mountain.
go up and down and sort of
Yeah,
like there was. It's such a track. You have to see this documentary. It's on if you go.
Netflix. Oh no,
Disney
sorry,
Plus.
Via Play. Oh, it's on Disney
because
Plus as well.
It's on the National
Ah.
Geographic part of Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, that was actually a National Geographic.
I had
thing,
bought it when it like as soon as it came out. Like I had to see it. But yeah, the achievement he did, holy shit, it's amazing.
Mhm.
As soon as the movie starts, my hands were like clammy, and they never stopped being sweaty throughout that whole movie. But what you need to think about is the camera crew that's there
Mhm.
being put under this much pressure and
yeah.
stress of first making a really, really cool documentary footage of him achieving this
But also
super
a
goal.
friend that
Exactly.
is potentially
That's like
gonna die. Yeah.
if they do anything, like make a little noise that make him distracted for a split second or even shorter, he is dead. He is fucking dead. There's nothing going around that. There's no way of saving him. He is fucking gone.
Yep.
So the fact that they're there doing that is like an even bigger thing.
yeah, dude.
It's so crazy.
Like the guy that's on the ground, he's like, I can't believe
Yeah,
you're watching
he
this.
just keeps
yeah,
like looking away all
looking
the time.
away. Yeah.
He's like, oh, he's at that point now. Holy shit.
yeah.
It's like I'm getting.
But when you
goosebumps
see
talking about
him,
it. It's so
like he's such a
fucking-
little fart.
Yeah,
And then you see like the way down.
exactly. He is like, airplane height almost. Like
It's
it's.
so
it's
fucking
crazy.
insane how.
But the way they put it in the movie, when you're achieving a goal that is on the level of top, like an Olympic gold medal goal. Like it's
I
an
don't know if
achievement that
Gold medalists don't die. I think it's
exactly.
higher.
No, but that was the
Yeah.
point. So
yeah.
if you don't achieve gold medal, you are dead.
You're dead. Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
put yourself into that mindset
Yeah, yeah.
of like I'm gonna climb a wall, and that is like this Olympic gold medal thing. There's only like
But dude, did you see the grips? That
there
he
is
was-
no
There
grips.
are no grips.
There is nothing.
They're just like little fucking nooks.
Seriously, like his fingerprints is what's
Yeah.
holding him onto the
But
wall.
one of them was sort of like, it was going, like the rock was sort of bending inwards and then back out. There was no actual grip. It was just his tension,
Yeah.
like putting his hand like in a certain way to keep that pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Just
his
pushing
body,
against.
pushing against. Yeah,
and
exactly.
apparently
pushing
that
away
was
from-
like glass slippery as well.
Yeah. And
So,
when he had to
like-
do that karate kick over to
Yeah,
that and that he
Like-
quit, like this is the point where I quit last time,
Yeah.
when he tried the first time and
Yep.
he's just like, I'm not feeling it.
And
Like,
I
it's
love the
not.
fact that he just ran past some people
Those
camping
were weird,
on the wall.
yeah, with the bunny suit or
Yes,
unicorn.
yeah.
Unicorn.
Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. But,
But-
dude, my
oh.
wife, I took her climbing last year
Oh, okay.
and like around my birthday sometime or November. And she fucking froze and it wasn't even high. Like
high
it
are we
was
talking?
like 4 or 5 meters.
But rope climbing.
No, just fucking, like the bouldering.
Oh, really?
On those small walls,
And she froze on those?
Yeah, she does
Wow.
not handle heights. So
But
this
it
documentary
can be scary.
for her,
Oh,
she was like, that fear
also
came back.
anxiety city.
Yeah, and she was like, I froze like on 4 meters.
Yeah.
He fucking climbs a 1 kilometer
Up. Straight
rock, straight rock.
Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh man, it was just like
And
even
not
when
only
you
that,
saw
it is also like one of the hardest walls to climb on the
on
planet.
the planet. Yeah.
And he does it. So we didn't even say this in the beginning. Like, if you have no idea what free soloing is, it is rock climbing without any gear apart from your shoes and like
And
the
I
little
think he had
bag,
a bag
of
of
powder
pow-
stuff.
Yeah, the
Talcum
yeah,
powder.
but it's no, it's called. Oh shit!
You should
Yeah,
know this.
I should know this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
That-
just
that
mine.
white-
fart.
Cocaine powder.
Cocaine
yeah.
powder. Cocaine. Climbing cocaine
Climbing
powder.
cocaine.
Nah.
Yeah. Cocaine!
Shit, what is it called?
Isn't it? Talcum powder? Talc.
I don't know.
Fuck it.
No.
Chalk.
Fuck it.
you know.
Chalk. There it is.
Really?
Yeah,
Is-
I think it's
is that
chalk.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, that's all he's got.
It is fucking insane when he climbs there, and
Yep.
he just has this t-shirt and like regular Vans,
And he's
he
not even
just-
fucking sweaty.
And
Like,
he's not sweaty at all.
the first time they climbed that wall, it took them what was it?
Oh, it took so long. It was insane.
Like 40 days or something. Like
Yeah,
they
it
had
was
to
like
camp
long.
out
Yeah.
because there's a documentary called The Dawn Wall
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Netflix, which is
Yes.
also really, really good. If you haven't seen that, see it. But that's a good warm up to understand this wall.
And how many people have died on this wall?
Yeah,
Oh,
that too.
man,
and now
just
he
falling
just
off.
fucking runs up this wall and like
Oh yeah, he did it super
what was
fast
it,
as well.
like-
3 hours and 59 something minutes
Yeah.
or something. Like 4 hours.
not even 4 hours.
Yeah, like below. But it was insane.
It's so fucking crazy. Yeah, but I'm so happy you finally saw it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really good.
good.
Because I heard the interview with him before.
Joe Rogan.
I think it was Joe Rogan
Because he
or
was
somewhere.
on,
yeah.
he was on Joe promoting the movie, and that's where
Yeah,
I
that
found
was
out
it. Yeah,
about-
that's where I found out
Yeah.
about it as well. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I saw that, and now I listened to this female climber that was on Joe Rogan as well.
Oh yeah. I saw a snippet of it.
Yeah,
on
I
YouTube.
heard her talking,
and she mentioned him.
and then she mentioned it again, so I had to go back and like, oh yeah, I need to
I
watch
saw that
that
exact clip, I think, and that's also why I.
because he saved her when she fell or something like that.
Oh really?
Yeah, she was in an accident. Like she lost her grip, but she doesn't free solo, so she had
Yeah.
ropes and stuff.
Oh okay.
But she hit her head,
Oh shit.
and I don't know if I don't remember. She fell twice, so I don't remember if it was the first time that he saved her or the second time. But
Didn't she tell the story of when he went free soloing and he had forgotten his
oh yeah,
chalk
yeah,
bag?
his chalk bag,
And
yeah,
he
yeah.
just
but that was,
climbed
no, that
over
was
to-
Joe. He told Joe that
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
last time.
So
and
he
that
just
he borrowed something
he
on
just-
the way up.
Yeah, there was somebody else like actually climbing, and he just climbed over without anything to borrow their bag.
So
God
insane.
damn!
Yeah,
like-
they gave him a little bag, and then he took it with him,
And he-
and,
and he
then
just
he
kept
left it at
going.
the top
yeah,
for
like
them to pick up.
this is Spider-Man for real.
Dude,
Like-
it is insane, and he fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
But
seeing
I mean, he is like Asperger's as fuck. Like you can,
Yes.
he doesn't know how to like. He doesn't know what emotions are, more or less. Like you can hear him when he's talking.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, when
very
he's talking
like
to-
robotic in the way. Like
Mhm.
he understands what an emotion is on paper. Like,
No, but he doesn't understand it, but he doesn't feel it.
exactly.
Like, sort of.
Because-
Because when he talks to his girlfriend
Yeah.
or wife now,
That's hard. Like
yeah, you see that there is a disconnect there that I can sometimes relate to
Me
a
too.
lot,
yeah,
but not at that level.
no,
Like, you
no,
know.
no. But like I need to do this.
Mm.
Like I love you more than anything, but I love this thing more.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but that's
you know,
it.
it's
Like,
just-
very honest, very open,
no filter.
no filter.
Yeah, 6-year-old brain. Yeah,
But it is insane.
yeah.
But I've seen a lot of documentaries, and it feels like people that are really good at something like that, they have a disconnect somehow. You know,
But I think you have to.
I think so too, to keep that one, like that focus that they have.
It's almost like the toolbox that we talked about. Like if you don't have anything else other than the one thing, and even removing emotion and like narrowing it down to its core essence of that one thing, of course you're gonna become the best at it. Like it just makes perfect sense, and that is the goal, I guess.
Well, I guess
but-
finding, just having like a disease that strips you from that, or you're not disease. I don't know what to call it though, but
condition.
condition. Yeah. But whatever it is though, like I think like if you don't find something to focus it on,
Mm-hmm. That's horrible.
that is, I think, the trickier part. Because I
Yeah.
think where my brother and I don't see eye to eye or not see anything at all, because I don't talk to him at all.
Yeah. Which is-
he never found a focus for his crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
he didn't have the art or
Yeah, he
the
didn't have
kung fu
art.
or like
He had
the
a lot of
turtles.
things. He just never stuck with anything. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, no matter what our crazy is, like a mild dose of it still found its focus.
Yeah.
And we managed to do pretty well for ourselves,
Yeah.
within what we like to do.
I mean, that's given us purpose through life.
Yeah.
You know what I
think
mean?
so. I think
Like,
so. And also
without
direction.
going too deep
Yeah.
and like la-di-da with it. But that's what it is. Like without having art would have probably killed me.
Yeah. I think
To a
like
certain
working
extent.
out has been like I think art gave me another type of purpose, but I think working out is what kept me sane, like
Yeah.
as a person.
Yeah.
To be able to draw or to be able to focus on all the other stuff. I think training the crazy amounts that I did back then was what kept me sort of
Sane.
and on a path that sort of like it kept me away from other stuff.
Yeah.
Because growing up, we had friends that were like us, that were very harmless and friendly, and then we had friends that were the exact opposite. And growing up, being friends with everyone since we were all kids when it all started,
Yeah, but we were always like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And I think our biggest gift as well is like kind of understanding where everybody is coming from as well. Like even the most like quiet mouse in the class, we can still relate to that person in a way. Like, so I think that's kind of, well, at least my superpower, if any, is just the full understanding of everybody, which makes me like everybody's friend.
I think so too. I think I had the same thing there. I don't think I had anyone that hated me. You know what I mean? Like we had people.
Everybody hated you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know how
Yeah,
some people just like, oh, I can't talk to those people because they hate me, or like there's a reason for them not liking me. I think I was friends with most people.
Yeah.
Like whether I knew them or not, up close.
I mean, not like we hang out all the time.
No, not at all.
But it's
We
still
maybe
like, hey, buddies,
Yeah,
Or,
exactly. Like they liked something I said, or I made an impression that made me okay.
Same. And
You know
I
what
think
I mean?
most of that was because I was friends with you as well. Like,
And
that
I guess
saved
my
ass.
brother had a play in it as well. Some
Yeah.
hated him, but thought I was cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You're nothing like your brother.
Yeah.
I was like, I know.
That's like the biggest compliment you can give me.
Yeah. but I think that, like, because I know that a lot of the friendly hellos were also, like, you knew they were criminals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yes. But that's the thing. Like, you could even talk to them about that stuff. Or, I did. And, they were bragging about, oh, I robbed this guy or I did
That's
this
why
thing.
they got caught all the time.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
just
Because
like
they could never
idiots.
shut up.
Fucking idiots.
But yeah, it was so weird. And that, too, was just so normal.
Yeah.
Because we didn't freak out about that.
No.
We were like, oh, okay, cool.
But also, I didn't become part of it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Because that would have been easy as well, since I already
Your
had
brother
a
would have
brother.
been like, ooh, cool. Like, if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
going to do that again, then, like, I want to be in because I want to be, like...
But he was up to his own shit. So.
Yeah.
But I think that, I don't know, like, the way that we, like, unintentionally did things, kind of, I feel like it led us in a path that was in our favor rather than...
And I actually, like, looking back now, because I'm, like, getting, like, minor flashbacks, I think, and this is going to sound shitty, but we put ourselves on a pedestal above these people.
Did we? I don't remember this.
Yeah, we did. We were assholes for, like, our teenage years.
But, dude, teenage
but we were still
years.
super nice to everybody.
We were nice to people,
But we were like, we're so much better than this. Like, we just...
I think that bit me in the ass when I was trying to apply for art jobs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And
No.
I got denied.
Like, reality
You know what I mean? Yeah,
as
reality.
a wall hit us fucking hard and quick.
Yeah.
But it saved us through that shit, I think.
That shit as well, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, there's always bad in all the good.
Yeah.
And good in all the bad, I guess. maybe.
Yeah,
But-
definitely. Yeah,
but yeah.
I can totally relate. Now that you say that,
Because I mean,
can totally
I just
see it.
want people out there listening to not think we are super saints in any
Oh,
fucking way. Because
no.
we are,
No.
we were dicks, assholes.
We bullied people. We've been like, I guess I haven't been bullied. People have tried
Yeah.
to push, but
I mean, you had your safety net. Like, nobody wanted to bully you because your brother was going to freak out or
But
some
not
shit.
everyone knew my brother.
No.
So I did get in, like when people, messed with you, but I just didn't have the care.
Yeah.
Like if you don't care, bullying isn't working. You know what I mean?
No, I mean...
And also, I was never a weak kid.
No, that's
So-
the thing, too. Like, I mean, we were always small,
We were small, but we fucking...
but we,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
We could handle ourselves.
Or so we thought.
Yeah.
And
no.
I think that was more it.
Yeah.
Like people thought we could, so they didn't mess with us. They could probably just
They
kick our ass.
tried,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, and again, like the not giving a fuck.
I think
was-
the not giving a fuck is the like these guys don't care.
God, this is bringing back a lot of shit
Yep.
in my head.
No, but I
Yeah.
think that is growing up. Like if you don't, make the mistakes then, and you're still that asshole. 'Cause,
Exactly,
dude. I meet kids now through my own kids, and this one kid has Asperger's or something like that, and not Asperger's, but Asperger's.
I don't think it's called that.
Nah, I have no
anymore.
idea.
Who
Who cares?
I don't
But
know
he
what-
has a diagnosis.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the specifics, but he is so blunt. He was like, "Is that a game? It looks boring." And you're like,
like, you're boring.
"Yeah, but I can't. Like, it's a kid, you
Of
know.
course you
He
can.
has a thing."
Hit him
But
with a pillow.
I was
all
like,
I
"That's
say.
not a nice thing to say." He's like, "No, it isn't." And then he just sort of like, I was like, "Was that a? Did you learn something? You know, like, was that like?" I was like, "What was that?" Like, you acknowledged it, did you? You know what I mean? Like, it's having like a weird interaction with someone.
Maybe he was a Terminator. You know?
I don't know, but it is like, and they're kids, but you do notice, and then there's like some other friends of my daughter's that are super nice. Some are like fucking assholes, and but they're all figuring whatever the fuck we were figuring out back then. You know what I mean?
That
like,
reality wall is gonna hit them soon as well. Like,
yeah,
that's,
some sooner than others. You know,
that's
like
the thing.
some are as old as my brother
Mhm.
and are still figuring it out. You know, like
No, I think he hit the wall, but he's still walking. You know what I mean? Like,
he's just like free soloing that wall.
no.
Just like.
Like, he doesn't see the wall, but
Oh,
his
okay,
forehead is still.
Oh,
in
he's
it.
like a glitchy fucking NPC in a game, you know. It's just
Yeah.
like, mwah, mwah,
He's
mwah,
like,
mwah.
there is no wall. Blah blah blah.
Oh man, but yeah, we
Yeah.
did learn a lot through those years.
Yes,
And
we
with
did.
that said, let's talk about something else that was
Wait,
as
wait,
crappy as
I-
our
I-
attitude.
let-
Oh shit, Robert has stuff.
Yeah, no, really quick stuff
Quick
before
stuff.
we go into that
So
stuff.
let's talk about quick stuff.
We did mention that the Mando thing had come out on Christmas Day.
Mhm.
Just the Mando season 2 gallery thing.
Mhm.
I saw that.
I didn't see it, but Good
The
reminder.
only reason I saw it was, of course, I want to see the Luke Skywalker stuff. That's the only thing that's not in it. Big, like,
womp womp.
yeah, like,
womp womp womp.
it's
womp.
like 1.5 hours documentary about making season 2. It's just as good as the first one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, it's still fun. But don't go in thinking that you're going to get to see fucking Luke Skywalker coming back and reactions with the crew and all of this fun stuff with them actually doing that. No, they stop it right before that happens. It's such a letdown.
But I think because I think the rest of the production was sort of open and known.
But that was
I don't
so
think that was
secret.
so secret because they
Yeah.
didn't like. There was no knowledge about this
Yeah.
from anyone, and no one leaked this information in any way.
Which is, again,
I think-
so impressive.
I think that's why I didn't make the gallery thing
Yeah.
because
like
no
that would
one
have been
knew,
leaked,
yeah.
probably. Yeah.
I think they just recorded even the episode.
Mm-hmm. It was like all in dark.
Yeah, and
probably.
then a Jedi comes in at the end.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, probably. But I'm so interested in hearing everything about that specific
Now that
thing.
it's out,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they should be releasing something about it. Maybe it's already on YouTube. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I did feel robbed when I saw this. I'm like, fuck. that's-
I'm robbed.
Yeah. Fuck you. That's the worst. And then I saw that new sort of mockumentary about 2020. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called Death to 2020 with Samuel L. Jackson and a lot of other people.
Ah.
But it's like they're just making fun of 2020, and it is like it's funny. It's
Where is it?
on Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
It's like it's nothing special, but it is. They do like skits
Mhm.
with the real life stuff. So like it is documentary, so you remember all of the fucking bullshit that's
Okay,
happened
yeah.
this year's, like all the wildfires that we forgot about that happened that almost like killed the planet, and then came the COVID thing, and like there's so much that's happened 2020 that it feels like this big piece of absurd. I don't know. It doesn't feel real that it's happened.
Yeah.
So it's funny that they went this way, and Samuel L. Jackson's in it, and it's just funny. And then the last thing that I saw was the classic The Fog from John Carpenter. I don't know if you remember that
Yeah, like the one where.
horror movie with the fog. Like there's,
Yeah, I remember it. Like.
it's, you have these sort of ghost pirates in the fog that come into this town, San Antonio, and wreak havoc. Like 100 years after something.
Oh yeah, dude, I rented this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we saw it together at some point, but I didn't remember anything from this movie.
Yeah,
apart
I remember
from
nothing.
I remember being super scared from it. Like, that's the only thing that I remembered. But it is, like, it's, pure nostalgia, fun. It's a good ride. It's one of those super classic 80s, like it is from 1980.
I love this movie. Like, bolt your doors, lock your windows. There's something in the fog.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's more like there's something in the fog. Because the movie is The Fog. God. Yeah, it's on the cover. Yeah, it's so good. No, like, and this was when the horror movies were like in their prime. When you did horror movies because they were fun, new, experimental. Like, there's something spooky about fog. Let's do something with fog. And then they do like a horror movie with fog. And it works. Like, yeah.
With the Queen of Scream.
With the Queen, the Scream Queen. Jamie Lee Curtis and her mom, by the way. Her mom
shit, yeah, that was who I was...
Yeah, I forgot what her name is, but whatever, Curtis. The lady who gets killed in the first, like the Psycho, squeeze, shower scene. That's Jamie Lee Curtis's mom.
I did not know that.
There you go.
Cool.
Nice nerd fact for you. But yeah, that's all I've seen.
Cool. Yeah. And that brings us to today's...
The thing that we wished we could have unseen.
Yep.
No.
We were so excited about this.
Oh my God, so excited. When you wrote me last week.
Dude, I was
like, oh my God,
yeah.
yes! Like, I was freaking out.
I was looking out for rental movies, like to watch with the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that movie just popped up. I was like, what
Amazing.
even is this? It's already out? I thought that was coming out, like in 2021 at some point.
Yeah. Same.
And then, like, it's rentable.
Amazing. Yeah, it made my week. Like, I was so excited for this movie.
Yeah.
Until I saw it.
I was like, even the reviews can't ruin this.
No. What was the thing?
2.6.
2.6 on IMDb.
Yeah.
That's how good it is. Yeah. I would give it a solid 2.4.
Yeah, I thought as well, like, because it starts off with
it doesn't
these, like,
live up to the 0.6.
No. It's just like, oh man, like, we always talk about pursuing, all your dreams, like whether, like, how stupid they may seem to you, you should always give them a good try.
Yeah.
This movie got a 25 million try. Dollars.
Yes.
$25 million.
American
sure, it's not a
dollars.
lot movie standard wise, but it is a lot of fucking money to everyone.
Deadpool was 9.
There you go. And the movie that we watched last time, Turbo Kid, was $60 Canadian, which sums to about $47 US.
Yeah. So not even $50,000.
And that movie was
amazing.
Amazing,
awesome.
Yeah.
So good. Like,
so
even the effects in that movie work,
But dude, let's talk people through the plot.
Oh.
Okay.
How are we going to do this? Like, we can't even talk through a normal movie.
Yeah. But this one, let's keep it snappy. So there is this place in Myanmar that they keep calling Burma in this movie.
Well, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't know that Burma had changed
but
names.
They did in this movie since they say it. Isn't it Myanmar?
Myanmar.
So it plays out in some ruins there. Like
at some point in time, we don't know.
At some point in time, and there is a old myth or something, like every 6 years this portal opens and this alien comes forth and challenges 6 fighters or whatever
9.
the fuck, 9 fighters. You see, I didn't care.
And it's kind of like the Predator.
Yeah, and then he comes back every 6th year, and he wants to fight these 9 warriors, and if they're worthy, he just goes back, to wherever the fuck he came from,
and then comes back.
But if they choose not to fight him and run away and stuff, he kills everything that comes in his path.
Yes.
And this started thousands of years ago, where he came to
like
Earth.
2,000
yeah,
years.
2,000 years ago, he came to Earth and he taught them jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and it's more shitsu than jitsu in this one.
Small dogs.
Yep. Very nice. And it's just like he taught them how to defeat him, but he can't be defeated. And so, like, fast forward to modern day, where we have this guy called Chick. Jake. And they say Jake a lot. So this movie's a great drinking game.
No, it's not. You're gonna get poisoned. Like
drink something lighter than like hard liquor.
Do like beer shots, maybe like small shots with beer instead of solid liquor. Like you.
No, but I think like good swigs.
Yeah.
You know, like just have beer and just swig it.
I mean, the first half hour, you're gonna be so plastered that you're gonna enjoy this movie for sure.
We just laugh without the alcohol every time they like Jake. Everyone just said it differently.
Yeah.
And then when they're running, that chick that disappears entirely from the movie when she gets ninja'd.
Which chick?
The military chick that plays such a big part.
Oh, yeah.
They're
What
building
the fuck
her
happened
up
to
a
her?
lot, and then she just gets shurikened. We're gonna spoil this because it's so good. But she gets shurikened, when they're running there.
Yeah.
And then she never and they build her up so much as well.
Yeah,
with her
because
talking.
you don't really see her die.
No, she's
just gone.
Yeah, she just disappears. She just goes home.
Yeah, I think.
And they cut back to that scene where she talks again. And then she never leads anywhere.
Nope.
So weird.
So
But this movie,
weird.
Sure, the plot is stupid, but it could potentially be fun. It's basically Mortal Kombat,
And the thing that sold me into this, apart from Nicolas Cage, was all the other really good actors attached to it.
Yeah.
Like good within parentheses.
Yeah, well, some are just martial arts good.
Yeah,
And
you
then
have Tony Jaa, who is...
Robert.
Jaha.
Tony Jaha. That was the best when he showed up. Everyone was like, we both were like, yeah. Just like German.
Yes, that actually did make the movie so much better. But I mean, he is like one of the martial art gods
of
these
today.
days.
Yeah.
I mean, so you were like, okay, well, at least he's in it, so we're gonna have a good time. And then you have what was his name?
Frank
Grillo
from the Avengers movies.
Yeah,
the
Crossbones dude.
Yeah, that was it.
Who's like, he's an okay, decent actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of an okay, decent martial artist or like action dude.
Yeah.
So like, well, this has potential. And then you have, that other guy from the
main
Fast and
guy.
Furious and Romeo Must Die, like that Asian dude.
Oh shit, that Asian. Oh yeah, he was in Fast and the Furious. That is fucking true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the Asian motorcycle gang.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there are like a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
And it doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all.
Nothing
but
at
but
all
I think it is
works.
the direction here isn't good because we've seen Nicolas Cage do a lot of good and a lot of bad, but you know that he can act. If he's required, he will act his ass off, and it'll be really good.
I
but
think
not under this Greek guy.
No,
and this movie had a lot of Greeks in it.
So many Greeks.
So many Greeks.
Yeah, it was filmed in Cyprus.
Cyprus, apparently.
Yeah, so
Myanmar in Cyprus.
which also makes sense. Yeah. But it's so confusing, and I think. Yeah, I don't know how many times I was sitting just going like, what happened? What is this? What?
Yeah, why?
What? Why? What?
Yeah. And also, just to sort of like, you got the whole story about the alien and the jiu-jitsu, and they get trained to fight this monster.
Yeah.
And the main guy then.
Jake.
This Jake. I wonder how many takes they did with them saying Jake in different ways.
Yeah.
But
God.
Jake... The movie starts off with him running in the forest.
Team Jacob.
And then, like, this Brax, that was the name of the alien. Brax.
Yeah.
Brexit, as Robert put it. Brexit is chasing Jake through the forest. And Brex is apparently blind because he can't throw ninja stars for shit.
No.
Like, if you stand still, there's a high probability that he won't hit you. It's only you moving that can get you hit, basically.
You're like jumping in the way of the
said
shurikens or whatever it was.
Because they're apparently repelling you otherwise.
Yeah.
If you stand really still.
Yeah.
But Jake is running, and you just see like digital ninja stars flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're always missing.
Yeah.
Until he gets to the cliff. And he's like, oh no, I gotta jump. And then when he does, those shurikens hit him on the back.
Yeah.
And they don't, like shurikens do, stick. they bounce on his back. They just like push him.
Exactly.
They sort of like flat hit him and then bounce away.
Which is super weird because when they finally start hitting people,
Yeah.
everybody dies.
Everybody dies. Like the
Like-
lady got like one in the shoulder and she's like, ah,
Yeah.
I played a big part, but now I'm dead.
Yeah.
Uh,
And people's heads like
yeah.
just kind of explode.
Why did
with-
she get so much camera time?
I don't know. I
Like
think
she got so much time. Like she gets the first 30 minutes.
I think it's just like hot chick. We need to have more hot chicks in
More
it.
hot chick.
Yeah. Or-
Just like
because I do recognize her from something.
Dude,
I'm sure
same.
she's in like
she's probably the only other actor that has been in real things. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure she's just in like some, bad TV show cameos or some
Because
shit.
the thing with her as well.
can't
Okay, so Jake falls into the water from
Yeah.
the cliff, pushed by shurikens,
Yeah.
and hits his head on a rock. So he gets a total memory wipe, basically.
Yeah.
he doesn't remember shit. He doesn't remember the Drax, or
And I think
anything
everybody
else.
else in this movie also has some form of amnesia because
They-
nobody remembers that he has no memory.
Yeah, because he keeps telling them, "I don't remember."
Yeah,
and
I
they're
don't
like,
know you. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this. What the fuck is going on? And they're like,
no
well,
one explains it.
do you remember this? Or like,
Yeah.
don't you
okay.
remember? Don't you remember?
That's the thing. Yeah,
Don't you
the
remember?
Myanmar lady there, like she saves him and then drives him off to this military base and leaves him there. They take him, and they're interrogating him. This lady that we're talking about, named who cares?
this really, really amazing actress that made me seriously consider shooting myself in the foot.
Oh man, there was
just to
so
feel
bad.
something.
And she just talks her lines.
Yeah.
And you, like, as the viewer, you don't understand anything she's asking.
Nothing.
You're as confused as Jake.
Yeah.
Uh,
And she's answering the questions herself.
Yeah, like-
also. Like, tell me who you are, but I got facial recognition here, so I'm gonna know exactly who you
yeah,
are.
she
but,
just like,
but you're like, but why do you need to ask him if you're
oh, we got
already-
your fingerprints. You like that? It just like keeps talking, and it all just
Like,
sounds like
where-
my mom.
Exactly. Like, where is the question here?
Yeah.
Like, do you want him to answer at some point?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up!
It's
Shut
such a
the fuck
weird-
up! Oh
And-
my god.
And then they cut to her talking to her superiors, and like, oh, I don't think he's ready yet. I think he speaks the truth. He doesn't remember anything. And then she goes back in and just pummels him with bullshit.
Yeah. Seriously, like acting in porn is so much better than her acting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, whatever your face was. You suck.
It was not good. Yeah,
And
it was
yeah,
not good.
Not in that way. Like, well, maybe. I don't know. I
That
don't
is
watch
terrible,
much
Robert.
porn.
Stop
I know.
it.
Yeah,
But
God,
her acting is not the only bad acting. It's
No.
all bad.
it's all bad.
Like the
Even
main
Nicolas
guy,
Cage.
Jake,
Yeah, Jake.
does the one expression.
Jake.
He does the Jake expression.
He does.
You get to know it very well.
No, he does
because-
too. He's got the Jake one, and then he's got the confused Jake one.
Oh shit! Yeah, when he looks around.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's actually just Jake face, but moving his eyes.
Moving his eyes, yeah. So he does nothing. Like I compared it to Mad Max has more expression.
Mm-hmm.
In Mad Max, Tom Hardy does more with his sort of like not even talking. Like he doesn't even fucking talk. He says his name once or twice. And then that's the talking he does in that movie. And he has more expression there. Like even fucking Mando has more expression. And he doesn't have a face most of the
Yeah, a
fucking
dude in a
show.
helmet. A dude in a helmet has more
Yeah.
expression.
So that is our protagonist, Jake.
Jake, just in case you forgot his
Just
name.
forgot his name. So we're-
Yeah.
this could become a drinking game as well. That's how we should have done
Yeah, we
this.
should have done it that way.
God damn it.
Yeah.
But then you move on. You have these great martial artists.
And
You
you're
have
like, you have this great setup for this gigantic action scene when
Mm-hmm.
like Tony Jaa is gonna come in and like save Jake, and they just fuck everything up. Like every time he's about to like throw this badass kick, the camera's like wobbling and or in a bad angle.
Oh yeah, but
or,
they're trying to do this like one long take.
yeah, and
Totally unnecessary.
so unnecessary. I really don't know how the fuck they got this together. Like how they managed to make it into a coherent movie. I mean,
it isn't a
it's
coherent
no,
movie.
no. Like, but we did watch it from start to finish. But I mean, I think the cinematographer must have been like drunk
Dead.
out of his
he
fucking
was dead,
face.
Robert.
Yeah,
He's
or
dead
that,
to me
or
now,
that.
at least.
Yeah, like I don't understand any of the choices in this movie.
No.
And then when you look like the small stuff we saw behind the scenes, you're like the sets look pretty decent.
Yeah, fuck the
And
set.
they had like this gigantic budget of $25 million.
For this movie, that should have been enough.
Yeah. So I'm assuming like that hot chick just took all that money. I don't know.
Maybe she was the most expensive actor besides Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it was so bad.
In all ways. Like in every single way possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were like some parts of the fighting that was okay. Like you could see potential there.
Yeah, but it was filmed so poorly that it didn't really matter. Like, the stuntman did some crazy falls and stuff. And it looked pretty cool with the slow-mo, but it just...
They overused it, too.
Yeah, oh, man, the slow-mo was everywhere. All the time.
And in, like, so many unnecessary places. Like, okay, if it would have been, like, you know, God, I can't talk. No. Like, there's no excuse.
But again, like, the
so
main... the protagonist guy...
Jake.
So much taller. Jake. Jake is so much taller than everyone he's fighting as well. Like, he's like fighting kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just doesn't look good visually, I mean.
No.
Like, it's cooler if the main protagonist is a bit smaller than everyone or, you know, at the same height or level as the other people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just feels like a big-ass dude kicking and punching, you know, weaker people. I don't know. That's how I read it. It just doesn't look as cool. He has to hunch down. He has to do everything. You know, like, it doesn't look as cool.
No. And I love that the premise of the movie is that this sort of predator alien came to Earth 2,000 years ago and taught humans jujitsu
to defeat him.
Because that's obviously what you do. Like, if you want to get defeated, you have to teach somebody how to defeat you because that's how overpowered you are. But throughout the whole movie, you have like 5 jiu-jitsu moves. And in the end, like spoiler, he gets blown up by a fucking grenade. Like, that's not a jiu-jitsu move. Not in my book,
dude,
at least.
They all...
Actually, 2 grenades, but... Yeah. And the movie is called Jiu-Jitsu. So you would just imagine that there would be at least
very
some
little
focus
jiu-jitsu.
on the Jiu-Jitsu part.
No, it's swords and ninja stars and bazookas.
Like, wouldn't it at least have been pretty cool to have, you know, a normal training facility with people just doing cool Jiu-Jitsu moves, just for like a little pan with proper gis and like... Maybe even have one of the Gracies in there or something. Like, pay some respect to the martial art.
I'm glad they weren't in it.
No, for sure. Like, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a letdown in so many ways.
But it had the potential to be one of those fun action movies, where, like, over the top crazy.
Yeah. This is Samurai Cop stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's that type of movie.
But, dude, the acting is so...
Yeah. Maybe if like Eric and Max had joined us and we'd all had a couple of beers, it might have been a lot more fun. Like, because when we could have ripped it to shreds and just laughed our asses off throughout the whole movie. We still did. But, I mean, no, you have to.
You laughed for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
So that was it.
This movie needs alcohol. Like,
yeah.
It's left me thirsty. Like,
dude, and we were frustrated at some points as well.
Yeah.
Because it has, like, the problem is, it has $25 million to play with, and it does it so poorly.
Yeah.
And it just has the potential to be better than it is. And all the CG bullshit that they added that wasn't even needed.
Nope.
Like, it's Tony Jaa fighting soldiers.
Yeah.
Let that be it. No. They had to, like, they had these digital, bullets come by. Every time Tony Jaa stopped fighting someone and started running, bullets suddenly started flying. Like, just plot bullets flying, you know, like suspense bullets.
Yeah.
And not, you know, like, oh, he does this, avoids a bullet, punches. No, it's just every time he stops fighting, bullets are coming towards him, and then he starts fighting, no more bullets.
Yeah. Well, you don't want them to hit their friends.
Yes, but no. That was not.
And then I love the fact that, like, they had been shooting at him for like 5 straight minutes on top of the building that, like, the Jake was staying.
Yeah.
They go outside, and then when he sort of jumps down on the roof, they start like oh my god,
there's something happening.
they're
Yeah.
shooting. It's
And then Tony Jaa just jumps into the shot, basically like,
Yeah.
we need to get you out of here.
yeah,
Hand clasp, manly hand clasp.
very much so.
Mhm.
Yes. So that's how good it is. This movie, like, if we're talking bag of dicks, I think this is sort of where that expression got invented. So somebody saw this movie, made up the expression bag of dicks, traveled back in time, and sort of gave that to Elias. That's how good this movie is.
Dude.
That's my grade.
Yeah, fuck this.
A rating.
Like it had the potential to be fun,
Mm.
but again, I think it takes itself too serious
Yeah.
for some reason. You know what I mean?
I mean, it should. I mean, that's the only way you can actually make a movie good. But I think with Nicolas Cage's character should have been more like the Christopher Lambert in Mortal Kombat
Mhm.
character, where he just sort of makes fun of the whole thing, sort of winks at the camera a little bit
Yeah.
to include us in like, we know this is a shitty movie.
Yeah, and it's
And
based
everybody
off a
else-
comic, like a
yeah.
popular comic from a few years ago that
Apparently.
I never heard of.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it.
But yeah, it doesn't work.
No.
Like potential fights, yes, you can see that the actors and everyone knows what they're doing, but whoever choreographed this, like there are too many delays. Like the Jake waits for everyone to attack him. Like it's so clear, and he's like, "Oh, now it comes," and he sort of stretches his arms before it happens,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
And that has never been a thing with Tony Jaa.
Nope. But
And
even he does it.
or it
Yeah.
feels like they're all just meh.
Yeah.
And also, like when things are happening, like let's say you're fighting here and I'm fighting like just a
Beside
couple of
me or-
meters
yeah.
behind you.
Mm.
There are a lot of times when we're filming you, there's nothing happening around you. There's no one fighting in the background or anything.
No.
And same thing with like they're cutting from one scene to another, and it feels just like, oh, now this event, and then Tony Jaa starts running away,
It's not coherent.
and then
Yeah.
suddenly he's in a group.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
he's
he ran-
running one direction,
Yeah,
and
but
then
then
they're all
sudden-
running a different direction now.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
then they're
okay, how the
together.
fuck did that happen?
How did that happen? And then that alien
He
just
had, like-
fucking teleports everywhere.
It's got every type of power you can imagine.
Yeah, he just keeps
Like-
pulling him out. Like, oh, I can teleport the staff.
Yeah.
Oh, the weapons.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like all the bags of dicks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I have nothing good to say about this movie.
Like,
It had the potential to be better than it is.
yeah. I
It-
think if you can watch it without paying for it, do it.
Mhm.
Because it's one of those movies that is like, we're going to be referencing the fuck out of this movie forever. Like, this has become almost the new Aladdin.
Mhm.
Whenever we're going to see an action movie.
Chick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chick.
Jake. But yeah, like, don't pay for this movie for the love of Christ.
Yeah.
Like,
It-
save that and buy yourself a Happy Meal.
Or unless you could pay for it if there's more of you paying. It
Yeah,
cost
yeah.
us $3 to
Yeah.
watch this, but I would say don't take that out of your piggy bank.
No.
Share it with others
Exactly.
so that you can share the suckiness together
And be drunk.
and be very drunk.
That's going to definitely
Maybe
help.
get a nurse in on it as well
Yeah,
because of
just-
Jake.
Yeah, because of Jake.
Because Jake.
Yeah.
Because you're going to fucking
Yeah,
alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, for sure. Just have the ambulance stand by.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
going to be better than paying for this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
for
more
sure.
worth it.
God. Yeah. Yeah, I've got nothing more to say. I don't want to say anything more about this fucking movie. Oh my God. But I am so happy we saw it.
No,
To
dude,
be
same,
honest.
same. Like, watching it together, I don't think I would have lasted through this if it was just me.
No,
Like, 'cause,
no.
You know, like, early on, you were like, mm-mm.
Yeah. No,
like,
no.
like the fake dust all the time.
what the yes. And
Okay,
the-
let's not get into it.
No,
Let's not
it's-
get into it.
it just
Fuck
keeps coming
this.
back.
Yeah, it just keeps coming. Like,
Oh
all
my
the
God.
sucky shit.
Yes. Oh.
Like, digital dust everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, even with the shotgun.
Yeah. Even
with when she blew a hole in the dust or whatever the fuck that was.
I don't
Space.
know. Yeah,
She
yeah.
shot
No.
space.
Like, it's just white light behind sort of the main bad guy. It must have
Or-
been like a glitch or
Yeah,
something
I
in
don't
the
know.
editing. But you have the bad guy standing in a doorway.
Don't you mean a glitch in the mind of whoever was editing?
Maybe.
Like, that's what it feels
I think they just stopped giving a fuck. Or he was so drunk at that point that he didn't see it.
Yeah.
No, you have the bad guy standing in an opening, and it's like backlit, so you have white light sort of behind it. And this lady shoots it with a shotgun, but the bullet hole hits the white light behind him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that happened.
He hits the backlighting.
Yeah.
And
so
also,
she
something we
shoots
didn't even
air.
mention yet, and is one of the most annoying things, is the face of Brax the alien.
yeah, Brexit.
Brexit the alien. Like,
Yeah. It's like a bulldog mixed with a person.
dude, I
in
don't
a helmet
even
that's
know.
way
It's
too small.
so badly done, and they
Yeah.
have these comic sort of like panels coming up to
Oh
sort of
my
like
God,
for
we
every
didn't even talk
chapter
about
of the
that.
movie.
Yeah.
There's this comic filter that they've added on top of actual.
Yeah, they actually sort of
Photos.
zoom out, and then it's like a comic book page with panels, and then sort of the page flips, and we keep on story.
Yeah.
Like they
It's-
even went that far.
With no budget,
yeah.
apparently, because that's not where the budget is.
No.
It's like someone in that production is like, I have this awesome comic app. Like, you can put any photo in, and you'll get like actual comic pages
Yeah.
that look really good.
That's
And-
exactly what it feels like.
It is probably exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to defend that shit.
25 million.
25 million.
Yeah. But again, I mean, they have the actors. So this is what I think they did. They're like, let's just pull in as many famous people as we can afford.
And then go to Cyprus
Because
and get a lot of money for this movie.
because that's, it's going to be cheap as fuck shooting a movie in Cyprus.
Apparently.
And then just like, we don't need a good cinematographer. We don't need a good this and this. Like, the actors are going to solve it for us. We just need cameras shooting pointed at the actors and action stars.
And what companies sort of were part of this? It was like Land Rover or something like that.
Land Rover, what was it?
It was another famous car brand.
Like-
the BMW? No.
Yeah, BMW.
Was it
Yeah,
BMW?
BMW, Land Rover, like Rolls Royce.
Yeah, it was
Maybe,
just
or something like
but it was like
blew my mind.
Yeah, at
It's
the
like,
very end.
how?
Like, first there was like these like
All of the-
Greek names, and I was like, is there like a big amount of Greek names here? And then
It was
yes,
just-
there were like
there were only
so
Greek names.
many,
Yeah.
and in like not like behind the production basically. So yeah,
Yeah.
people working in Cyprus
Mhm.
to be exact, not Greece.
Not the same.
Yeah, but kind of the same.
Closer to
because-
Turkey.
Yeah, but
Just to piss them off a bit.
who cares?
They do.
It sucked so much. Not the Cyprus people,
Yeah.
but the production in all. Like the movie.
I
is
love
not great.
Cyprus, by the way.
I haven't been.
Great diving. So
Mhm.
good. Yes.
I don't think there was anything wrong with Cyprus,
No.
but this
No.
movie. Mm-mm.
Yeah. It didn't make it better. Let's just
Did
call it
not.
that.
Not even Cyprus. The beautiful sights of Cyprus can
Yes.
save this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he.
Oh, yeah.
And with that said, thank you for tuning in. That movie was a disaster, like this episode, but we love you for tuning in,
As always,
as always.
keeping you updated with all the shit
Exactly.
that goes on in the nerd world.
I'm going to start using that. As always, people.
As
always.
Yes. Jake.
Jake, but, fuck.
Yes. Have a great week, everybody.
Take care.
See you next
Next
Monday.